Okay. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. We are live today. We are going to be having a session with the super sales guru, Just Ibe, and she's going to be sharing with us, for those of us who are in business, is your business ready to transition to the digital age, the digital world? Everything has changed. Everything has gone different. And so we are ready to make a difference. All right. So in about a second here, Just is here. So I'm going to bring her in. I see Just Fresh and Foodie Treats from Benin. Thank you for joining us. Good afternoon. Welcome. Please join in today. Let's talk. Let's share some things. I should have connected to our tribe too from the Benin Business Consortium to see how we can begin to talk about these issues today. So we're going to talk about business and share, and how we're going to continue on. Is your business ready for the digital age? All right. Let me put the content title up here, and then we'll go. She has got some wonderful content to share today about entrepreneurship, and we will love to hear this great content. Okay, so let me connect real quick. Put the title up here so we can continue, and then we'll move. Okay. All right. Is your business ready for the digital revolution? Hey, son, how you doing?
Should I put sign up for emails?
Yes, to that. That's fine. Okay, here we go, guys. Okay, great. That's Feb Jr. in the back there saying hello. Okay.
Hello.
All right, here we go. Let me pin comment, then we'll connect through Just. Hey, Just, how are you? Let's go. Pastor Bod, how are you, sir? Good to see you today. All right, so we're going to connect with Just. Hey, how are you?
Good afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon. Good afternoon. Good to see you today.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Good to see you too.
All right. Kosiwa Anifarani from France saying hello to you. She's saying hey, Just. She said hello to you.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I'm sure that means they can too. So this is awesome. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right. So now, like I was telling everybody, we have a lot of things to talk about. And now that lockdown is on, everybody's on Instagram Live at the same time. So we're going to try to get this content from you. We're going to put it on our Facebook and also on our YouTube channel. And also, too, we'll put it on as a podcast later on. So that way people can get the content after this. That's okay with you, right?
Fantastic. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. And that way those that miss it now because the time is short and the space is so crowded, at least we can get it later on and understand our time to digest it. Awesome. Okay, so how you doing today? First, how you doing today? How's your family? How's the kids? How's everybody?
Well, we're all doing well. We're blessed. We are enjoying the season. I mean, just take advantage of it. I don't think I have had this much peace in a very long time in my entire adulthood. Absolutely.
Really?
Babe, can you right? Yeah, I don't think I've had this much peace in a very long time in my entire adult life. So for me, this is yes, for me, this is a blessing.
Excellent. That's good. So it's good. So many of us are getting a chance to rest. So that's very, very good. People are getting a chance to do things that are different than we would have done before. So excellent. Thank you for doing that. So okay, let's see. I think your headphones will help because of the noise in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So we'll go as soon as you're ready. I see everyone is joining. Word 7 is hello. How you doing, Word 7? I see Adora Music. She's on there. Awesome, Adora. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Adora.
Okay, so
good
when you're ready,
evening.
we can go. Did you see him? All right.
I'm ready.
That's the body still there. Okay, awesome. So I am very, very excited about this topic. I've got people from our Benin Business Forum here as well too. So Fresh and Foodie Treats is still here. Awesome, good to see you. So let's talk today. I want to talk about right now, the climate has changed, okay? So tell us, first of all, what is it like to be an entrepreneur in this season? You know, we do entrepreneurship, we teach it, talk about it, but now everything has just changed dramatically with COVID-19 and the whole phenomenon. So tell, what's it like to do business now as an entrepreneur?
Okay, thank you very much for that. I do believe that one of the greatest things that has happened in this time is there's a forceful filter between people who are entrepreneurs and people who are buyers and sellers. I'm going to say that again. There's a forceful filter between people who are entrepreneurs and people who are buyers and sellers. And I believe that one of the things that majority of us Africans, and with emphasis Nigerians, have been doing with the social space is buying and selling. Meaning there is a large crowd of persons who want to buy. I have a product. Can I dance? Can I sing? Can I just put it there and let people buy? It's been working in the past. But guess what? You have been forcefully ushered into a point where you are going to have to prove that you actually deserve our money. And I say that with all sense of authority, because even if you go into the marketplace, now I'm talking about the typical local market in Africa, in Nigeria, and you want to buy maybe stockfish, right? And there are two stockfish sellers. The person who is able to explain to you why you should buy the ear as opposed to the skin or the body gets your money.
That's true.
At a level, right? So imagine for those of us who are supposedly millennials and those of us who are supposedly Generation Z, I don't know whose category that is, but what that goes to
that's those who are under. So people like us, we just missed the millennials. We just barely missed it because we're over a little bit over 40. And those who are Generation Z are those who are below us. So we didn't quite catch any of them.
Right?
Go ahead.
Good. So what that begins to tell us right now is that as an entrepreneur, I see lots of people confused, thrown off balance.
True.
For lack of a better word, almost at a steal. That's the truth. And I say it because in the last 2 weeks, I have called over 200 entrepreneurs on the phone. I'm saying phone calls, asking, how are you doing? What is your plan? And everybody's like, we're on holiday. And it baffles the living daylight out of, like, it's serious. These are people who have businesses that have been doing well. And all of a sudden, they see the lockdown as a time for them to rest. And it's not because it's their fault. It's because there's legitimately confusion and a state of halt. I don't know what to do. Right? So as an entrepreneur, if for any reason this happens to be you today, there are so many things to be paying attention to. Number one, you need to reevaluate what exactly you stand for as a business person. And when I say reevaluate what you stand for, I'm not saying the product offering that you have. We have gone beyond offering. It now begins to be, what is the intrinsic value I bring to the table? When I sell to my customer, what's that intrinsic emotion that I satisfy? This is the time to dig deep, because we have gotten into a time where my customer will just not be okay buying from somebody who just gives them hair. They will want to buy from somebody who makes them feel that this hair is an extension of the lack of self-esteem that they're suffering from.
Right.
See this? So you need to begin to move from that commoditization of your product and services to actually meeting the intrinsic emotional need of your customers by virtue of the things you put out on an almost daily basis surrounding your product and services.
Excellent. Okay, so let me ask you a question now. Let's take it granular, because I've got some people on here. I've got Linda from Baltimore, Maryland. I've got Bishop Gordon all the way from Abuja. Good to see you, Bishop. And I've got I've got Fresh and Foodie Treats, who's someone in Benin that sells yogurt, they sell parfaits. Okay, so now with all these kind of people, right? Each of us now, I don't want to say we sell a product per se, but let's take it granular. What is it that we bring to the table? Okay, let's say from someone who's a pastor. I've got someone, Risa Mark. Hello, how you doing there? She's a lawyer, okay? Now, so we have all kinds of people on here who are doing different things. Each of us has a product in quotes. Perhaps it's the gospel. Perhaps it's our legal expertise. Perhaps it's our parfaits. Perhaps it's our nursing, our medical degree. All of those things are something that we bring to the table. Now, let's take what we just said now and take it to the next level. What do we do with that in this time? How do we get that intrinsic feeling to connect with people?
Fantastic. So let me start with the person who sells parfait, right? If you sell parfait or anything that is healthy, I believe that delivery companies still work, so you can still sell. However, let's take it a notch further. People buy parfaits and those healthy drinks not just because they want to buy from your brand. They buy because they really want to be healthy. So this is the time to move from selling them just that physical product, case in point, parfait and healthy drink, to creating e-books, small short courses that can help them actually create a lifestyle of healthy living in their homes. So they don't necessarily have to depend on you to buy the product and service. So if I'm not in Benin and you sell yogurt, how do I buy yogurt from you? I won't be able to. However, if you have an ebook of 1,000 naira that shows me how to create a healthy lifestyle, in the morning, the kind of smoothie to take. In the evening, the kind of smoothie to take. In the afternoon, maybe some little exercise to do. Something that basic, but I have access to and I can apply within the confine of my home, that has moved your business from within the shores where you live in. It has also increased the level of your expertise. So, for lack of a better word, you have now moved from somebody who sells a commodity to somebody who actually brings solutions to the table for the average Nigerian family. Or if you want to extend it from outside this country, right? So that's for the person who sells parfait. Now let's talk about people who sell services. For service providers, this I believe is the best time to be alive, okay? Because this is a time where you can this is the time where you can move from oblivion or obscurity to authority and expertise within the shortest period of time. Meaning, the social space is at your disposal. That's what it is. Meaning, right? Meaning that you can use this social space with a sequence that delivers value repeatedly to your audience such that you have their attention. If I can keep the attention of my audience, when it's time to spend money, they'll come to me. And guess what? I know that a lot of people are saying that people are not buying now. I agree, right? The spending power of a lot of people is reducing. Not necessarily because they don't have money, but because they are being careful. They don't know how long this is going to last. Right. So they just want to hoard, okay? However, what you have going on is their eyeballs are on you. We have, I think a couple of weeks ago, I was reading somewhere and they said that 25% more eyeballs are on the social space. What that means, if your job is right now as a service business owner, your job is to be, how do I harvest these people's attention and be nurturing them via another platform? So I'm teaching you stuff, and every day I'm pushing you to a platform that gets you into my own domain. My domain, case in point, my email list, my membership community, my group, such that you have moved from the outward where everybody is and there's a lot of noise, and you have come inward. That's a step going into your funnel. And as time goes on, the more value you disseminate, one way or the other, the customer may begin to see how they need you in the different areas of their life, and one way or the other, they may eventually buy as a whole sequence goes through.
Okay, so I love that. So the point then becomes we need to move from that one space where we were before, where everything was just one thing. Begin to get closer and say, look, beyond just this product that I have here, I also have a lifestyle. I also have other things that will get you beyond where you are. Okay, so I've got some questions now. Someone is saying, what about farmers? I've got also Ayurveda Music. She's from Maryland. She's saying, look, she's a music minister in Maryland. So there's all kinds of people who are listening, who have all kinds of things that they do, and everything that we used to know is no longer tenable. Farmers, for example, someone who's a lawyer, someone who has all these different things. When you start thinking about this, let's be to saying, how is this pandemic affecting the productivity of farmers? But I don't want to go into every single one that we do, but I love what you just said about saying, let's go and move from oblivion. We need to move from that and begin to get closer. How do you connect these thoughts and these ideas now to move to the next level?
Okay, so but Bishop, is it okay if I answer the question of the person asking about farmers?
Absolutely,
how this affects
absolutely. Answer any question.
Good. So for farmers, I believe that what you sell is an essential, as the government calls it, right? You sell food produce, and we need you to survive. So I don't know if you're doing it on a mechanized level, right? So you shouldn't have any complaint. If you have complaint, you need to be checking your channels of distribution at this point in time, right? However, if you're doing indigenous or mechanized farming, you also have an extra stream of income sitting and staring at you. And that is teaching us how to turn our backyards to a small garden where we can plant our average vegetable. Guys, we have, oh yes, Bishop, I can turn a small sack and plant pumpkin leaves inside it and harvest the pumpkin leaf that I can use weekly in my home as a person, no matter how crowded your environment is. You don't need to have soil. You can have a bag and put these things in. How about a short video course teaching us how to home grow ugu, water leaf, bitter leaf, saint leaf, those
Right.
tiny things that are the African delicacies, right? That's if you live in the shores of this country. If you don't live in the shores of this country, how do you also replicate the things that are, consumable in your country and let people do it from their home, even if it's inside their houses, right? So what I'm saying in essence is, even if you sell a product and a service, there is an extension of what you can do for people today. Don't stay stuck with that product or that service. Think, dig deeper, okay? How about raw food deliveries through an app?
Through an app. There
Through
you
an
go.
app. Yeah, absolutely. There's somebody doing this in Lagos already, where you just order on. Oh
Still my
yes.
idea.
Oh yes.
Kidding,
In fact, I've seen two. Right, two people who are doing this in Lagos right now. You just go to. I've forgotten the name of the app. I tried it one evening. I just wanted to be sure it works, and it works. Fresh food delivered to your doorsteps as you order.
Wow.
So people are thinking,
Okay.
so dear farmer, this is an opportunity that you can quickly jump on. Yeah.
One of the things that we need to start thinking about is this, especially if you're in business, and I'll use that to lead to the next question. But when you're in this space now, you begin to start thinking. You have cash that you've saved before, but you have to also. I'll give you a chance also to. No, that's okay. You can take it. I know how it is with family around, so it's all right. Now everyone is thinking, okay, I have some money, I'll be okay. But the truth is this: if you want to really move your business ahead to the next level during this time, you have to start thinking, what if I was at zero? What if I had zero couple? What if I had zero? What would I do? Because the point you have to get to in this day and age now is think, everything we know has changed, and I have to now begin to think, what is I can do? I know I have a business mind. If I had nothing, if I was back to where I was when I began my business, what will I do to move from 0 to 1 to 5 to 10 to all these different things? So it's advice I saw from a friend of mine who's an entrepreneur, and he said, look, get your mind back to 0. When you were at 0, you had nothing. What did you do to start from it now? And they say, okay, look, this world is different now. I'm at 0. Don't look at all the cash you have that you had before. Forget all that, because that's going to change. It's going to run out. So what advice would you give to entrepreneurs right now for saying, okay, if we're going to start at 0, what would I do to move to the first level, second level? Let me say hello to Kicks by Fuela in Abuja. Say hello to Zado Kitties. Good to see you guys. Thank you for joining us today. But go ahead.
Fantastic. So you see this question you asked, I legitimately asked myself 2 weeks ago. I said,
Just really? I love that.
I said, Just Ibe, if you were back at ground zero today, what would you do to move from ground up? I asked myself the question because I had come out of a strategy session with one of my clients who sells hair. And she was saying to me, China is locked down, her goods are stuck, she can't move, she can't sell, she can't make money. And I asked her, if China is locked down for 1 year, would you starve? That's what I asked her.
Wow. Good
right? And then we were looking at each other for a couple minutes. I allowed her to think about it. Maybe that needed to sink in, right? After it sank in for a few minutes, she sprang up and said, that's very scary. I said, as scary as it sounds, you don't have control over Chinese borders. Okay? So you need to begin to think. In fact, we don't have control over Ebola. No. What's it again? Corona, right? We don't have control over
Corona. It's okay, I got you.
We don't have control over when
Corona doesn't care about your borders or anything. It doesn't care about that. It just cares about...
Yeah. So where do you start from as an entrepreneur today? Forget literally that you were this big person before, right? Forget that you were at the top of the food chain before. Because what this corona pandemic has done to a lot of us is it has leveled the ground. Everybody's the same. See, don't let anybody fool you. We are all at a place. Because the same Instagram everybody use, we're all there using it now, trying to disseminate information, trying to be relevant, trying to show off. So you have an opportunity.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you have an opportunity to move from oblivion to expert status within the shortest possible time if you create an entire seamless strategy from ground to zero, which is what we're talking about right now. How do you create the strategy? Right. Look around you, right? You can start from the business where you currently operate in. Say, I sell clothes. Okay, and you're saying with this clothes business that I do, how do I move from selling just physical clothes right now to actually meeting a need around that fashion industry? Ask yourself that question.
Let me stop you there real quick. Let me stop you there because I've got someone asking the same question about those who are in fashion. They sell jewelry. So she's asking, okay, look, I sell jewelry. I sell jewelry, I sell other things. How do I now what do I do in this kind of time? I'm looking at people. There's someone I know who does cakes. Okay, so now this kind of timing, people love to buy cakes because there's birthday every day. But now that we're on lockdown, people are not buying as many cakes because, think about it. When it was a birthday before, you get 20 cakes because everyone's going to come to your house and they will eat it. But now in lockdown, you get 1 cake, and also too, you don't want 20 cakes because it's just you and your family, so you're not going to eat 20 cakes. Yeah. So those people like us who sell cakes, I'm just trying to look at different people that are part of our community and part of our business community. What do we need to start thinking about in a time like this? So continue. So take the next level. And I'll ask you about healthcare in a minute because I've got someone from the US who's also in healthcare. That's fine. Let's talk about that one.
Good. So guys, maybe I should just quickly jump into this, that we are in the knowledge economy. I think it's no longer news that we're in the knowledge economy. Right. I need to say it again and again and again. So it doesn't matter what you sell, whether you sell poop, right? When I say poop, like the human feces, you are in the business of educating people. I needed that to think. No matter what you sell, you're in the business of educating your buyers to buy your products, right, or services. Now, let's take that a lot further. You're in the business of transforming people's lives with what it is that you do today. So you sell cakes. People are not buying cakes, right? Yet they want to have that satisfaction of, I'm doing my birthday in my home with their family. How about you start empowering them with how to even start a cake business from the confine of their homes? How about you start doing that?
Well, see, you do that though. That means you're reducing your market. No, Nigeria, we love to say, you're making my market not sell. So I can't teach you my market to understand my market.
So Bishop, I believe that there are a lot of people who have that mindset here right now. Let me debunk
a myth. Right? It's the mindset.
A myth. A reservoir doesn't get dry. Should I say that again?
Say it again so we can get it. Let everyone hear it.
A reservoir doesn't get dry. You don't get dry by sharing what you learn. You increase by sharing what you know. Should I say it again?
Absolutely.
You increase by sharing what you know. So if you think that the recipe you have for your cake today is the absolute best in the world and you cannot, guess what? You will stay stuck with that recipe forever. However, the more you begin to give off of what you have, the newer ideas and newer inspiration and newer recipes come to you. Because the way God created us, anybody who is able to multiply gets more. Should I say that again, guys? Any human being who is able to multiply gets more from the throne of grace. I'm an unapologetic Jesus girl, and I believe in the principles that the Bible shows. So multiplicity is one of the principles of repositioning. Meaning, how do I take what I know and multiply in the lives of so many people such that I am causing a transformation that is beyond just what I want to get. And by virtue of that, I get more from God. It's a principle that can't work. So going from that, I have a recipe, I cannot share my recipe with you. And start thinking, the more I share, the newer things I discover. How about those guys who are on Food Network? Just different kinds of recipes every day. Don't you wonder how they come up with new recipes every second? They whip it up. That's the mind of somebody who is an empowerer, who is an equiper, who is a catalyst, who is a multiplier. Those are the things that come to them. So move from this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, this is my idea, this is my soul. No. And how can I transform the lives of millions of people who need to get independent for themselves with what I know? When you get to that level, you won't go dry. You won't go broke.
Absolutely.
You won't go empty. God will leave you the way you are because you have seen a cause that precedes just how can I feed myself and my family. At that point, God is going to stand with you.
Absolutely. I love that one. I love that one. Because the truth is, as long as you're giving out, you're creating a vacuum. Okay, now this works in the spiritual principle. It also works even in the natural. As you give out, you create a vacuum. Now, nature, as they say, abhors a vacuum, so it will fill up. Now, it will either fill up with nonsense or fill up with more information, more knowledge, more things that will help you do that again. And so when you're in that business stage and you bring it in, you're learning new things and you're giving out. As you give out, here's what I've always found. as I give out and as I teach, because I do several courses where I do them free of charge. I tell people, and I'm not going to charge you for this. As well as I'm teaching this, people are pulling out of me more things, and they pull out knowledge, they pull out different things. And from the things I give free, I get ideas which actually can actually bring income to us. We do books from things you give free. We do ideas from things you give free. And that is what helps you do that. So I applaud that, absolutely. You must, by giving out, you create that vacuum which demands to be full. And so in the spiritual space, it's filled when God gives you more. In the business space, it's filled because as you're giving out, you get more demand, and you bring in thoughts into your ideas. You get new vision. So I love it. So I love that. So I think it definitely works. Let me see if we have any more questions on it from those of us who are watching.
Somebody said, I saw somebody say there's an exemption to that. Not all cases. People in a restaurant don't give their entire recipe. Nature's juice bar. Can I call you out just for a second, right? So you said those in the restaurant don't give out their recipes. My point here today is you are not the next person. I'm talking about you who is listening to me today. Whether the person who is going to teach you would give out their entire recipe or not, you are not that person. Your job is not to copy somebody's recipe word for word. Do we see this? Your job is not to imagine whether this person will give you the entire recipe. Why are you waiting for the person to give you the entire recipe anyway? The goal is for them to show you how, what, and how to proceed. What does it matter if they are giving you everything that they know? What does it matter if you are getting what you think you are supposed to be getting from them? You have to stay in that place where I know something, I know how to get success in this thing. Can I teach it? However, I choose to teach it as long as to transform the next person's life. That's what you should focus on. Okay? Whoever gives you 100% or not, it's not what matters. What matters is the information you are giving or you are getting. Is it relevant enough to transform somebody else's life? In fact, I come from a school of thought where if you come to my page, my Instagram page, whether you buy a product from me or not, you will get a transformation. Should I say it again? Whether you pay me for a product or service, if you go through my page, you will pick a notebook of content that can radically transform your business. That's how much I see this game of giving value. Because what happens is the more you give, the more expanded you get. It's a principle of life. Okay?
Absolutely.
Somebody said, okay, they are not Somebody said they are not
Coca-Cola, right.
Coca-Cola
okay, so the question, what you guys saying? You guys saying, are they not trade secrets? What about things that you must keep to yourself? So Coca-Cola has their secret formula. KFC has this magical Connell's secret recipe. Everyone has these secrets. So I think he's asking about that. But anyway, I'll let you answer, because the truth is, everyone has their secrets. No, go ahead. You're my guest. Let's talk. You and I haven't done a show together in over a year, so we need to do another show again too. Another show, another discussion on business.
I agree. So
yeah, but when it comes to trade secrets and recipes, tell me, what are your thoughts?
I agree with you not wanting to share what your trade secrets are. I agree. But let me tell you something. There's what's called a minimalistic mindset. I don't want you to bring Coca-Cola into the picture. Coca-Cola is a company that has started several thousands of years ago, right? And as much, I don't know where they buried that trade secret, but they must be so good, okay? But I believe very strongly that entrepreneurs who are starting today were entrepreneurs to a very large extent that must have a maximalistic mindset, if there's anything like that in English language, right? Meaning,
we'll make up our language.
Meaning, it doesn't matter what it is I give to you today. The application of what I give to you today will never be the same thing as my application. Should I say that again? It's also possible that people who are creating all variations of Coca-Cola today have been using the exact formula, exact ingredients, some measurements, but they have not been able to get that particular formula for Coca-Cola because two ingredients in two different people's hands will never produce the same results. Can I say that again? It just won't.
Absolutely.
It just won't. Okay, so I my point here is try not to focus on this is my trade secret. Let me hold on to it. Your trade secret would only get you to a level thus far. Should I say it again? Your supposed or assumed or perceived trade secrets would only get you to a level thus far. So what that means is in my walk, in my spiritual walk with God, I have come to see that what we term trade secrets or titles are labels. Should I say that again? What we term trade secrets or titles are labels that God wants to pull off because he wants to launch you into the next. But you're holding on to a trade secret or a title or a label from the past. Yet he's trying to pull you from. So the more you hold on to, oh, this is my trade secret, this is what makes me important, this is what makes me relevant, the more you will not be able to get what will launch you to the next level.
Right. Absolutely.
It's time to begin to look at, oh, Coca-Cola has their trade. Sorry, you're not. This is not a Coca-Cola comparison. I'm sorry. Let's be honest with ourselves. We are in the, for lack of a better word, the people who we are now, we are different from those who started several businesses several years ago. It's not the same climb. It just won't be the same climb. So it means that something that has worked for you for quite some time, if you're a human being that is growing from within out and the Spirit of God is working within you, you cannot be satisfied at a level for too long. God will push you to do more. And in pushing you to do more, he will usher new things that will have to make you drop those labels. I'm saying this thing from a personal experience. Right? Everybody calls me, oh, the sales guru, this and that. The last time I was at a live call, I said to somebody, I said, thank you so much for calling me the sales guru, but I do believe that God is ushering me into new levels, new realms, new dimensions. So I'm at a point where the sales guru will just not be a good enough name and title for me because I need to accommodate the more that is coming. Do you see this?
Okay, I hear you there. So you need to go to your page now and change that title from your page from sales guru to the everything guru or the next level guru. I hear you there.
I like that.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here we go. Someone's now on this same level, and I want to go beyond this one, but let me just take one more point of it. Nosada is saying, Coca-Cola can teach you how to build a global business without revealing their trade secrets. Excellent point. Yes, so we can teach you. So the point I think Just was making was, you have a business, you have a thought, you have an idea. You don't have to reveal everything about your idea. Because the truth is, when ideas fall on the earth, okay, they fall on the earth and they fall on 10 people at the same time, 20 people, or 40 people at the same time. I saw an ad for GoDaddy, which is a domain name registrar some years back, and they were talking about how they had the fact that someone is in Lagos, Nigeria, and they're saying, oh, I just got this idea. And at the exact same time, someone is in India saying, oh, I had a great idea. And someone is in the US, and they all have the exact same idea at the exact same time. And the point they're making with the ad was this, that whoever rushes first to go and register that name, that domain name, is the one that will actually move forward with the idea. So the point that when an idea falls, when a business thought gets into your head, you think it's so unique, but the truth is it's unique just to you because you're hearing it for the first time. Many people thought about it before. Many people thought about the exact same thing before. So don't feel like your thing is so unique because the truth is it's not. Now, what you do with that idea is what is unique. What you do with that thought is what's unique. So Coca-Cola had an idea. I feel like we're advertising for Coca-Cola, and they're not paying us any money for this Insta Live. But
I know.
they have a product and they do well with it. But you can take the exact same product and do something different, reach a different market, reach a different demographic, because you have to do something with your idea. That's where I want to go from. So I love that whole thought. West Wind is saying Coca-Cola released the trade secret some years ago, and you still can't challenge them. Okay, I love that. Well, thank you.
Do you see that?
Thank you for that, West Wind.
Thank you, Edwin. I didn't even know that.
I love that.
You see?
So good. Okay.
It's just not it. There's a lot more that goes into staying relevant in a marketplace. Don't hold on to the part that doesn't really hold as much water when you should be focusing on the other parts, which is acceptability, adaptability. How do you stay relevant and all of the other things?
So let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about this because now in this we're dealing with everything changing so fast. How do we then stay relevant? Because we're now in a new market, a new place, a new idea. What are the things that will help us stay relevant as we begin? Okay, we're back on the air. This is the Adapt In series with Marketplace Feb, and this is our business section of the Adapt In series because the world has changed and we're having to adapt in. And so we're talking on the business side of it. How do you adapt when you're inside? How do you adapt when you're connecting to a world that is different? How do you adapt now? And our topic today is how do you adapt to a world that has now gone very much digital? Okay, so we have Coach Nancy, good to see you. The people who are joining online, I see Kosiwa again, good to see you. Thank you for joining again. Juliet, thank you for joining back. Our guest today on the show is a consultant. She's a sales consultant. Her name is Just Ibe, and she was formerly known as the sales guru. We're going to change her name now to the next level guru. But the point we're trying to make is this: how do you then begin to move your business? And the question is your business ready for the digital evolution or digital revolution? Because the world is changing. Good to see you, Deji. Ariella, how are you? That's one of our students at Mendoza University. She's online. Good to see you. So we've been sharing, and Just was sharing with us before the break. She was sharing before the break about how the world that we're in right now has actually caused things to shift dramatically. It has leveled the playing field for every entrepreneur and every business. And the first thought was, if you are a person in business, you're an entrepreneur, you have to start thinking now the world that we're in has changed the market for those who were just buyers and sellers to a market now that will separate those who are entrepreneurs from those who are buyers and sellers. If you are just a buyer and seller, your market will not do well. Okay, if you're an entrepreneur, then you think beyond just the one box that you were in. And what we're sharing about that was saying that, look, if you're in this market, you have to now think, how do you be different in a world that has changed? The world will not, let me say it again, the world will not go back to the way it was, because people keep telling me, oh, I wish we could go back to normal. The truth is, normal has changed. And I really believe normal has been overrated. What we've done now with this new world is we have to create a new normal and go forward. Okay, so hello Purple Crafts, hello Steph Haley, Rodney Ventures, how are you? West, I see Edwin is back again. Good to see Edwin. Thank you so much. We're going to keep talking. Okay, we're sharing about this world now, and one of the things we talked about before the break was we said, okay, if I share my thoughts, if I share my secrets, because Just was saying, for those of us who are in this world now, we need to be able to think, okay, if I sell cakes, if I sell products, I have to think beyond just that now and say, look, let me teach you how to make my product. Let me teach you how to make my product, and then create a course on teaching. And someone asked, well, how do I give up my trade? I don't want to give up my trade secrets. And that took us for a while on a different topic. But let me get back to the topic. I'll give you a review at the end. Let me get back to Just and see if she can connect with us, and we'll share our thoughts on. Hello, good to see you again. All right, so we're going to continue and share the thoughts on this new normal and how we can prepare our business. Welcome back, Just. Thank you. We just took a break. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I see Urubu FA. Good to see you. Hello, Joy Shik. How are you? Carib Health. We have some people that are joining in today. Thank you for joining us on the episode as we continue. Let's continue with the questions. I think we dealt with the first topic quite well. And I was going to talk about now, how do you adjust in this world now as we're moving? So let's talk about channels. What channels exist now in this new economy, this new world, that we can leverage on to help us with our business? What new channels exist? And then how can we begin to seamlessly navigate around in this new normal, this new economy? So share with some of the channels that exist. And I'm going to put
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I know that in this part of the world, okay, because we have a variety of people watching this from all over the world. Hi, Edwin.
Right.
Good evening. Thank you for joining. It's very imperative as a business owner in today's climate. In fact, let me not use the word business owner, as an entrepreneur in today's climate, that you have a functional website. I need to say that again. It's okay to have an Instagram page that's doing well, to have maybe a TikTok page, because if you notice now, the new rave around town is TikTok. Everybody's beginning to, move to TikTok for entertainment, for all of those things. We don't know how it's going to impact businesses yet. I'm not sure. But one of the things...
I'll talk about that in a minute. I'll talk about that. Tell you what, let me jump in. The person that is using TikTok for business is Gary Vee. Now, maybe not like Gary Vee because of the way his mouth is, but he's the one who is a genius at using every medium for business. So I want to encourage you, if you can find some of his work, go look at it. But TikTok definitely is a place that you have to start thinking about because everyone's rushing there now, looking for entertainment. If you get in there, look for business, and I'll share about that one at the end. It will be a game changer for you.
Fantastic. I'd like to hear that. I'd like to hear that. Okay, so as entrepreneurs, it's imperative that you must have your own home. Your own home is your website. Why is it important? Because that's where you can safely say, I have an online business or I have a digital business. Okay? Because that's where you have your own visitors coming genuinely to check you. That's where you have like your complimentary card, quote and unquote. That's also where you can track people and move them into your funnel. And I know some product business owners will say, how does this work for me? It will work for you if you stop commoditizing your product and service. If you stop thinking, all I sell is this clothes. Okay, so start thinking, what is the business of selling clothes that people need to know about? That's an extra stream of income. That's not to say you should stop selling your clothes. That's an extra that will keep you relevant for a longer time than just the clothes in itself, whether the lockdown is over or not, because there's a zillion and one persons that need to get empowered to earn for themselves. And your business may just be a solution to that person. Having said that, why you need a website is such that you can harvest emails of people. Email marketing it has always been gold. It will always be gold. It will never run dry, because that's the only place where you can have a structured and systemic automation that delivers you a specific amount of money every month in your business. Do I say that again? That's the only way as a digital entrepreneur that you can have a systemic process that delivers you a certain amount of money on a monthly basis. Let me try and break this down. Let's say I sell an ebook, right? And with that ebook, let me just say the ebook is free. I'm giving people free ebook. Anybody who comes to my page, I say, go and grab that free ebook. After they grab that free ebook, there's something in that free ebook that you are trying to deepen their knowledge of. The free ebook is just a case in point. It's a lead magnet, like they call it, right? After that lead magnet, what keeps them going until they buy from you is the series of emails that follow through after that lead magnet. Meaning, if I get an ebook from you today, that's just the beginning of the number of things you can buy from me. That means the next to get, oh, thank you for coming into my email. Subsequent days, you pick out a subject matter and break it down in a way that the person who is with your ebook looks at it and say, this person really understands their craft. Okay? And then 2 days later, you still go down and give them something deeper. Next day, you give them a training. You know, for some of you, it may be 3 days weekly. For some of you, it may be daily, weekly. For some of you, it may be once a week. Understand your market and understand how to structure it. But the idea is for every freebie you create, there must be an end goal. There must be an end goal. What is it going to deliver to you on a monthly basis? So if I give you my 10 steps to sell anything in 2020 freebie, you take it as free, you come into my ebook, into my email list. In reading that ebook, you will see a link to buy a $3 product. $3 is 1,000, very cheap, right? That's just for opening the ebook. You have not even entered my email, just for opening the ebook. There's a $3 link in there that you can click and buy, right? So imagine that 1,000 people get that $3. That's 1 million naira from a freebie. That's not to say that when you enter into my email, you will not get series of emails left and right that is nurturing you. Right. I said nurturing, meaning if somebody's in your email, that doesn't mean you should sell to them every day. It's nurturing because you want to get them to love you. Yes, you want to get them to love you and see that your value is too much to be ignored. And then subsequently you can sell to them. But one of the things I like to advise against, however, is I see a lot of new entrepreneurs who give out freebies or a free webinar, and then they structure an email list for 6 weeks before they sell to the person. No, it won't work. You know why? Because in 6 weeks, the customer is tired. They're just tired. There is something called, and in 6 weeks, I would have given you the transformation you're looking for to now want to buy my product. Because if not, except you're not teaching anything in the emails that you're sending out. Okay? So if you're going to get a customer to buy, there has to be a lifespan. 10 days, 14 days. 14 days is long. 10 days. Before that 10 days elapses, they should see that you have an agenda. And there's nothing wrong with having an agenda because you're in the business to make money. right? Aside from giving value, you want to make money. So structure your email content, email marketing just after the freebies you give, so that 14-day life cycle, you can earn on a 14-day life cycle from your lead, right? And the process of even getting a list is something else. That's where you have to promote your lead magnets. And this is also something I think we need to talk about as entrepreneurs. The price for more money is to spend money, okay? The price for more money is to spend money. It means if I'm trying to reach 1,000 people, even if I have 20,000 people, I need to spend money to get one extra 1,000 persons, which is you can either spend on ads, or you can do collaborative marketing, or you can do influencer marketing, right? Collaborate with somebody who has your audience and have them talk about your product and service and drive them to you. Or you can just go ahead and buy the traffic anyway by offering this free thing and getting more people. And I strongly recommend that every entrepreneur once a month should reach new people. Every entrepreneur. That means 7 to 10 days in a month, I should bring in new people into my business, new eyeballs, and then upsell them. I mean, give to them the free things that I'm giving those who are my existing customers, and then move them around that circle. That way, if you sit down and create a strategic plan for your business, you can see how a certain amount of money will come into your business every month. And if there's a gap, then you need to call somebody to look at your entire sales process, right? So this is entrepreneurship in the digital age. You need to be strategic. You need to have the tools, okay? And I just mentioned one tool, a website. Another tool that is extremely important for people of this age are sales funnels. That's something
that people hear about. Let me jump in. People hear about that all the time, and they want to know exactly what is a sales funnel. Because if people like you and I who've been in this space for a while, we understand that. But some people keep saying they hear about it. What exactly is it? How does it work? For this kind of timing where we are, what is a sales funnel, and how do we get a sales funnel to work for us? So go ahead and share so we can talk about.
So a sales funnel, in a simple term, is something that gets an absolute stranger to see your product and buy. That's how I like to explain it. A sales funnel is something that gets an absolute stranger, right, to see your product and buy. One of the reasons why I created that definition is because when I try to measure matrices and indices in my industry, I don't look at the national market. I look at the international market. What are my foreign counterparts doing? So I look at funnels of people like Russell Brunson, Peng Joon, Dan Lok. I look through their funnels. And their funnels are arranged in a way that you see today, you buy today. If it's a product that you're looking for, right? I'm talking about they're giving you something that's a cheap, that's a lead magnet of $7. And you look at what it is they're saying, you like it, you buy. Because their entire sales page is structured to sell you completely as a stranger. So the first day I bought Peng Joon's product, I didn't have to know him. I didn't have to chat him in the DM. Yes, there's no DM interaction. You see an ad, you like what they're saying, you read through, they answer every of your question without interfacing with them, you pay and you walk away. My friends, it exists. It happens. It's a daily life for a lot of entrepreneurs. So how does it work? Is first, get a sales page. A sales page is something that you can create on your website, and that's why I kept talking about a website. If you go to your website, there is something called Elementor Builder or Lead Pages Builder. There are different kinds of builders. I'm not a technical person. I have a team who handles all of that, right? With the Elementor Builder, you can build a page that tells the customer or the client or the prospect exactly what it is you're trying to sell to them by starting with their problems, the symptoms of the problems they are having, what would happen to them if they don't take an action. Do you see the sequence? Their problems, because customers respond to what is doing them. They don't care about what you are selling. It's true. If I'm going into if I'm going into see a doctor, right? I'm about that migraine that I have, not the advice because the doctor has to give me. Until he has solved my migraine, don't tell me about any multivitamin. Do you see how this works? And that's how the audience also looks at it. Okay, so talk about the problem that they have, because the problem gets them to stop in their track and say, yes, I have this problem. They stop. The next thing is give them the symptom, more like explaining if you have this symptom. They still stay because you are talking about them, right? And then you go further and talk about if they don't do anything, this is what it will escalate into. Exactly. Do you see how this is going? Right? So that way the customer can't leave because they are seeing a trend that is happening to them. Now, how you get those things accurately is another conversation that I'll probably talk about very slightly, but let us focus on this. Now, when you have talked about that, the next thing is to go further and introduce what you're trying to offer to them. When you introduce, at this point, I've not even talked about pricing, but the fact that you have gotten the customer to stop in their track and they're able to read up to this level, there's a high probability that they'll drop their money for you and go away, right? After that point, you go further down and show them testimonials of people who have used the product. You see how this is all happening in a page. After that, the next thing is the objections will come. What if it won't work? What if it's too expensive? In that sales page, still, you go ahead and talk about the objections in a place called ask questions. Right. Yes. Those questions they will ask it for them and answer it in that page so that they don't have any doubts. Like it's like getting somebody to give you money without an iota of doubt. That's what happens in a sales page, right? And you go all the way down there, you start introducing pricing and all of those things. You see how all of this works? That's how you can get an absolute stranger to buy something from you without asking you too many questions. So imagine if you couple a sales funnel with a series of emails. That means the first day they didn't buy, but the emails now keep going. Day 2, day 4, day 6, day 8. You see how this works? That means they have seen something of value, then they repeatedly see more things of value. Not everybody will buy. It's okay, right? But the fact that you have these systems or these processes in place, you can almost give permutations that this is going to come in at the end of the month. And this is, for lack of a better word, how to do business in a day and time like this.
Excellent, excellent. So that then becomes the thing where the customer or whoever it is that's looking for you, they begin by being aware of you, because that website or your Instagram, and I want to talk to our entrepreneurs who are listening too. Your Instagram page for your business should not necessarily be your only sales place. It should be where people come and they get aware of you. So because they'll be passing through that page and they'll see many things. So just being aware of you is excellent. Then, like you were saying just now, we need to make sure that as they're aware of us, they know that what we have is a product or a service that can solve their problem. It's not just something that's there just to say, okay, come on, buy. You mentioned the issue of hair, for example, or you mentioned other things. It's not just come on, buy hair. It's that this hair is solving a problem. This service I offer, my legal advice, my things I'm doing is solving a problem. And if you don't solve it with me, you may end up in this place. So you might as well come. You've seen me now. Come with me, let's talk to you about the next step. I love that. So thank you. So you shared about that. You shared about those channels, the websites, the lead generator. Are there any other channels that we need to be aware of in this digital economy, this digital age, now that the world is changing? Are there any other channels that we need to be aware of so we can continue? And then I'll ask you the final question about being repositioned.
Okay. So another thing I've noticed that works really well in times like this is affiliate marketing, where you don't necessarily have to create these products. All you need to do is find a market and sell a product that works to that market. So case in point, you know me and I have courses and people already know me because I have a reputation or I have produced a lot of results. And you know that you have a circle of persons who will need my products. All you need to do is become an affiliate, sell the product at a particular percentage. Your customers get a solution, you get money. So that means you can become an affiliate for 10 people at the same time. All you need to do is keep sending them links, and by themselves, they'll go and read that link. If it's favorable for them, they go ahead and buy. So that means you can nurture a community of persons who they just like you for the different things that you bring to the table, and you're not interested in creating digital products. All you want to do is look for people who have products and sell it to your community. There are lots of people who are cleaning out monthly just by doing that, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. King Leon is asking the question. You can see the question there as well. King Leon is saying, how can we get around selling physical products, especially with the challenge of logistics in this period? And we'll deal with that one. And then I want to ask you a last question because we need to wrap up in a few minutes. But let's answer King Leon's questions. How do you get around selling physical products with the issue of logistics right now?
Okay, so King Leon, I'm not sure what part of the country you live in, but in Lagos. I'm saying if it's in Lagos or any other, if it's in Lagos, I know that delivery companies are still working. Okay, you just need to put your ears on the ground and find out which ones are working. And this is the time where you actually have to, for lack of a better word, you have to scout. Okay, you have to scout. The times we are in, they are not normal times, so things will not be handed to you on a platter. Yesterday, I was trying to buy a common earpiece, and I found myself going from group to group, from group to group. Like in my head, I'm like, in the past, they would just all show up. But now you have to really scout. So if you're looking for a delivery company, it doesn't matter the part of Nigeria you live in, you're in Edo State, you have to scout. That's what it is. Okay, now that's for the physical products. But in absence of those delivery companies, that the logistic company, if they are not available, King Leon, you need to look deeper. There's a lot more you can do than physical products. There's a lot more. And I dare say that, I hope that this is what I'm going to round up with. This when you don't have much followers, I'm going to get to that. There's a lot more you can do right now, King Leon. So stay still and ask, what other thing can I sell to these people aside from the physical product if I'm having challenges with distribution? Look deeper.
Okay, right. So I think, yeah, that's it. You have to look deeper. If you listen to the first part of this podcast, King Leon, the first, as we're talking, she shared about not just looking at just the one product to sell, because now that things have changed, you must go beyond saying I sell this product or I sell this service. I also do these other things as well. So, or take what you do now and think of a permutation that takes it beyond where it is today. And so I sell cakes. So now can I teach you how to sell cakes? So I'm dry the wedu seller here is saying, okay, if you sell the wedu, okay, how do I make a wedu at home? That helps me out as well too, because that then becomes your next level of thinking. Okay, so DG, I think so you were in the UK. He's asking about what about coaching programs and other things like that too. And I also want to get you to talk about your coaching program, just because we need to share that with those of us who are listening.
Okay. Okay.
Who are watching.
Okay.
Listen maybe on YouTube, etc. So
I think I'm going to try to talk about his question and then introduce my coaching program, if that's okay. So right, for DJ,
okay, he's in Belgium. He's in Belgium. Yeah. Okay, thank you for doing that.
If you want to sell your coaching programs and you don't have a lot of followers, here's the thing. I said it earlier. You have to spend money to get money. If you don't have following, you have to get following. When I say get following,
don't buy followers though.
I'm not saying get them to follow you. I'm saying spread out. It's called multiplicity. Meaning, how do I reach 1,000 people on a monthly basis by running Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads? You must spend money, okay? Because the time it will get you to move from a starter in the coaching industry to acceptability, right? Then expertise, it may not happen overnight. You have to do some level of work. The one thing that you can do very quickly is create a freebie, right? Case in point, a lead magnet. Send traffic to your lead magnet. Create a funnel. I said it earlier. A funnel is a system that moves people from that freebie into your coaching program, exactly. And I dare say that this is the time to not really overprice things. When I say overprice things, we have to be realistic that people's spending power are actually reducing by virtue of the fact that organizations are cutting down pay, people are losing their jobs, businesses are not bringing in money, right? So think about how you can make your coaching programs a lot more affordable, right? So that you can have people experience you during this period. The key word here, if you are selling a coaching program, is how many people can experience you and their lives will transform. The more people you can get, the more money you're going to work in as you grow, because their transformation is proof of concept that the solution that you have works. And once you have that proof of concept, you can scale. Okay, that's step one. Step two that you can take, DJ Dibia, is you can consider doing what Bishop and I are doing. Look for a page or a business owner that has your ideal clients. As much as possible, spread out. In a week, say I want to do live programs in 4 different pages every week, and go and teach, give value. And in giving value at the end, you upsell what it is that you're trying to sell. Right now, Bishop is saying I should talk about my coaching program. So for me, this is marketing without paying. You see how this works? Like in the last couple of weeks, I have been invited to over 6 different live broadcasts like this. And I was checking through my number of following. In less than 2 weeks, I've had 200 or 300 more followers. In my head, I'm like, I didn't run ads, right? But that's to show you that you can actually spread out by doing collaborations like this. How do I do the second option? Is to reach out to people. Find the people who have your audiences, reach out to them, pitch the value you want to bring to the table, and come out and teach. Come with an outline that leads them to talking about your product. So this is the thing about collaborations. You have to come to teach an outline that leads to something that you have to give to them that is for sale. I didn't come here today with that notion anyway, but I'm grateful that Bishop is giving me the opportunity to talk about my product.
Of course,
right?
that's value. You're giving us value, so we'll make sure that we let you get some value from it as well too. So thank you for sharing with our community.
Thank you. So, DJ Ida, that's two ways to go about it right now that will deliver you result. But I recommend that you do the both if you can, because the sponsored ads will help you target those you want to bring into your audience. Targeting is something also very important. If you can't handle it, find people who can handle the ads for you so that you know that you're getting value for the amount of money you're throwing into bringing in customers for your business.
Okay, great. So before I talk about the product now as we close, I want to welcome Jemima from Port Harcourt. I want to welcome Mocha Prosper. I want to also welcome Blitzbeast has been here for a long time. Thank you very much. I also want to welcome, thank you for joining. We're going to close in a few minutes, but I want you to share some things. But for those of us who are watching, you see, most of us as entrepreneurs and as business people, if you're in our community all the time, you know that we talk about this. Instagram and Facebook, they're products that someone made, okay? Now, the guys that own these products, of course, Facebook owns all of them. It's not just that they want you to go and share everything. That's what we use it for sharing, but they want to use it to make money. And so, of course, you need to realize that Facebook is a huge community. They have over 2 billion people in the world use Facebook. Instagram has several hundred million that use Instagram every day. You have to know that these people now that own them, they want to use ads to reach that community. So you as a business person, think about using some ads. It won't cost you very much. Ads are still fairly inexpensive right now on Facebook and on Instagram. TikTok right now is very, very cheap. Go there and do things that get you business. My point I'm trying to make is this: that if you need to use getting ads on these channels to reach people, that's how you can expand your reach. The ads will not be too expensive, but when you use them, they'll get you in front of new eyeballs. And then from there, the new eyeballs will get you to buy a product and go from there. So that's one thing I want to add and throw that in there. But just as we close, tell us about your products, because you told me that you got an idea to share with the world. I want the world to hear your idea. We're going to put this topic on Facebook, on our Facebook page, on my channel. So on Facebook,
Fantastic.
Also on Instagram, and also on YouTube as well too. Okay, so follow Feb Idahosa, MarketplaceFeb, and you'll get some more thoughts. So please share with us what you have.
Fantastic. So early this year, I was saying to Bishop that I had an idea. Well, I don't like to say I had an idea. God gave me an idea to teach repositioning. Okay, before Corona even hit Nigeria, it was a clear blueprint. Teach people to reposition themselves. And you see, it came at a time where I was at a point in my business where I felt there has to be more. Okay, yes, I'm doing so well teaching people how to sell, and for everybody I am teaching to sell, I see that they're doing well in their businesses, but there's a point where they get and they say, no, this can't be it. So it felt as though God was trying to use what I was going through to teach me what I should teach people. Do you see this? And that's how Repositioning 2020 was birthed. And so the entire blueprint for Repositioning 2020 is something that as I'm creating it, I'm the biggest learner in that entire program. Like I'm listening to the modus and I'm saying, oh my God, what is going on here? So Repositioning 2020 is a program for any business owner who feels that they want to identify their voice and position it for global domination. That's what the program is about. And what will teach you in that program.
Slow down. Say it again. What is it called? I want them to get this so they don't miss it. It's called Repositioning 2020.
Yes. And it's for anyone who wants to identify their voices and position it for global domination. I know that a lot of us know that the Bible says, go into the world, multiply, be fruitful, and take dominion. God wants you to take dominion, but you are going to take dominion with that which He has put inside of you. I'm not talking about that product and service alone. I'm talking about what makes that product and service unique to you, that voice that is unique to you. Until it's identified and you merge it with your business, what you'll be doing is average. But if you are ready to move from average to domination, then you need to begin to follow these principles that are in this program to begin to launch you into a greater level or greater manifestation, for lack of a better word, of your giftings, such that the world around you will begin to accept you and pay you for the things that you deserve.
Okay, so let me summarize. Your product now is called Repositioning 2020, and it's going to teach us when we purchase it, and that tells us how do we get it, how to take our idea and our thoughts from a place that is just a a concept to a place where people can actually pursue it and pay us for it, correct?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Excellent.
Thank
Okay,
you for
so
breaking it down.
now how do we get it? Because I say, look, it has to be so clear that people say, oh, I want that right now. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So how do we get it? Where is it? Is it a course? Is it online? Is it on Facebook? Is it on your page? What's your page called? Tell us all these things so we can connect.
So I have just dropped it in the comments. Reposition justibe.com/repositioning-2020. It's on my website. Okay. You can go to my website and read about it. If you read about it and you see it's something you need or you absolutely want to have, then you can go ahead and pay for it. There is a Naira payment, there's a dollar payment, there's a 2-time payment for those who cannot afford to do it at once. But it has to be before you start the program that you're done with the payment. So yeah, that's the link. And my page is Just Ibe Consulting. Feel free to follow me, interact with my free content. You will learn a lot, and I believe that your business will be better for it.
Of course it will be, and I can testify. Just definitely is a guru, and she knows quite a bit. Her content is and definitely going to help you change your thinking. It will give you new thoughts, new ideas. If you're doing A and B, she'll get you from A and B to D, C, E, F, G, H, I, as long as you want to continue. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Bishop, please,
any final thoughts? Yes, go ahead.
Give me a live testimonial. Can I have that video so I can use it?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So here's my pitch. Okay, this video is going to be available on my YouTube channel, Feb Idahosa, and it's going to be also on MarketplaceFeb as well too. So you can take that part from the video, share it. While you're there, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Just subscribe. Everybody else too is watching. Make sure you subscribe as well too. So this will work. Thank you very much. Okay, so final thoughts as to the world has changed. How do you need to change as a business person because the world has changed?
So this is where I'm going to talk about God. Okay, I'm not going to end this class without talking about God. The truth is there's one ultimate source. There's one ultimate source that will give meaning. I'm saying definitive meaning to times like this in your life. Absolutely. And I'll take that again. There's just one ultimate source that would give definitive meaning to times like this in your life and business. And that ultimate source is God. And I'll explain to you why. I believe very strongly that one of the reasons why God allowed this to happen is He wanted to press us out for more. Oh yes, God wants to press us out for more. We have, for lack of a better word, been running in different directions that may or may not be in tune with where He's sending us to. For some of us, we're running on empty containers, empty tanks. And I am proof that that is true. I was running at a pace where I felt I was doing well, but inside of me, I was saying, there is more. And there's a lot of you who are experiencing same. This is an opportunity for you to be still and get direct blueprints from the throne of grace, specific for your life, for your business, for your relationship, for everything you hold dear. And I'm not teaching you what I practice. I mean, I'm not teaching you what I practice, or I'm not practicing what I teach. I'm teaching you what I practice. For the first 3-4 days of this lockdown, legitimately I was still. Because I needed to understand, God, what's going on? Yes, I know there's corona, but what's going on with your girl? What are you saying about her? What are you planning for her? What mountain would you have her face? What solutions would you have her create? How would you want her to relate with people? These are pertinent questions that we must begin to ask ourselves as children of God. And I'm not saying whether you're a believer or not. Whether you're a believer or not, all of us have equal standing, for lack of a better word, before God. It means that I have access to collect things from God. But as a born-again Christian, you can tap into several levels that the average person who's not a born-again is going to tap into. So if you're listening to me today and you feel like you haven't given your life to Christ, this is the time to actually give your life to Christ. Okay? How do you do that? Mean it sincerely in your heart and say, God, I recognize that you are my creator. I recognize that everything I stand and hold dear comes from you. I want to give myself to you. I recognize that you died on the cross for me. I want to give myself to you. That singular step, if you mean it from your heart, I find that the Holy Spirit will begin to distill things to you gradually in a place of hunger for the things of God. Now, having said that, once you begin to get those things, it's not enough to run. Because what I find for a lot of people is, I get an idea, I want to run immediately. That is good. God loves speed, but guess what? God doesn't rush people. He loves speed, but he doesn't rush people. So if he's giving you an idea and a blueprint now, wait, collect the entire execution. Collect it from him. Say, yes, I've gotten this idea.
Right.
What market? Who is the market? What strategy? How would they listen to me faster? How would I scale? Ask those questions. The Holy Spirit answers. I am proof that the Holy Spirit answers like this. You just need to train your perceptive powers to hear and get things as quickly as possible. For some of you, you may need to wait when you ask. Wait it out. Because there's nothing wrong with waiting and getting original rather than working with permutations. This is the time to work with correct and get visible results that cannot be ignored than working with guesswork or I just got an idea, right? So in closing, deepen your relationship with God. In closing. Because there are things he will say to you that will give you mileage that you will not get anywhere else. I say it. Repositioning 2020 came to me from a place of stillness. I literally got model 1 to 10 from God. Like, you know how you are sleeping, somebody wakes you up and says, do this. You're writing 1, 2, 3, 4. Literally came to me that way. And I started talking about it where the world was not talking about it. Several months later, I started saying, presidents talk about repositioning. I started saying, top men of God talk about repositioning.
Oh, I hope I didn't lose you. Yeah, there you go. I hear you now.
Talk about repositioning. And you know how that felt? Like, okay, God, you found me worthy to share a blueprint that the world will be looking for with me. That would happen in a place of stillness.
Right.
So I think that's about it for me.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. I love these thoughts. The truth is, like you said, the digital revolution is coming. The world has changed. Everything has changed. So you must get to a place where you can reposition yourself. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, reposition. And the last and final point is you must connect with God. You must really deepen that trust, that understanding. Because once you do that, you will see that this lockdown, this quarantine season is not one that was meant to push you down. Was one that was meant to actually lift you up. So thank you for sharing. We appreciate this. It was very, very enlightening. Thank you for giving us your time today. We appreciate it. So
thank you so much.
Your website is called justibe.com.
Yes.
Your page is Just Ibe Consulting as well. And then we need to get that course on repositioning 2020. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much, Bishop. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you so much. All right. Have a wonderful day. And for those of us who are watching, don't forget this entire topic from beginning to end. The podcast will be on our podcast, MarketplaceFeb. It will be also on the YouTube channel, Feb Idahosa YouTube channel. You can go there. When you're there, subscribe so you get new content. And also go and find Just as well too. Get to her page, connect to her, follow her page. There's value there all the time. All right. So thank you guys for joining today. Elegant Accessories, thank you. King Leon, thank you for joining. Digi, all the way from Belgium, thank you. So many of you for joining. I want to thank you once again. And have a wonderful evening. So just thank you. Say hello to your family. Greet your family, the kids. I hear them in the background. Mine are in the background as well too. All right, so much. Have a good evening. Thanks again. Okay. All right, so just left. And for those of you who are still here, thank you for. We're going to sign off now. It's been a wonderful show from beginning to end. Go and connect to our websites. To our Instagram page, our Facebook page is called MarketplaceFeb, and also go and watch the video, watch the replay. It's also online on YouTube. Go there and subscribe. Go there and connect, and we will continue to bring you value. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, and I will see you later. Don't forget, this lockdown is not one that's meant to destroy you. It is one that will keep you strong to make you do well. All right? I will see you guys later. I'm going to come back and share some more in a minute, but let me just let you go. All right? If you also want to connect to us, we're also on Telegram. If you're watching this right now, send me a DM, and I'll give you the Telegram phone number, so that we can connect to us on Telegram as well too. If you don't know what Telegram is, go and download Telegram right now. If you're a business person, download Telegram and you will connect and you'll get some of these thoughts, okay? All right, so I will share with you, let me just go ahead and share with you the Telegram phone number so that we can connect. The number on Telegram that I use to connect it's called MarketplaceFeb on Telegram. And if you go on Telegram and you put in that phone number, it will connect you to, okay? The phone number, once again, let me give the number real quick so I can log off. It's 234, that's my country code, and then it's 902-06-11067. Once again, the number is this. It's country code is 234. Number is 902-06-11067. Connect to Marketplace Feb, and you will get tons and tons of value because I share things on our Telegram group as well too, okay? In the meantime, have a wonderful afternoon, wonderful evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will talk to you later, okay? Bye-bye.